I got too many hoes, but they ain't you. You like to put that shit in your nose, but I still love you.
Hey guys, it's Naya here and I'm back with another video, and today I'm doing a story time on why I dropped out of Albright College. Here's a disclaimer. None of this is trying to bash somebody, trying to hurt somebody's feelings, trying to tear apart like the college's reputation or whatever. They do it their own selves. This is just me telling my story and why I left Albright College. I'm currently I'm going to community college, but like, yeah, I dropped out. I left that school, but I transferred to a new school. Before we really get into like the events that really happened during the time I was there and why I actually left, I'm going to give y'all like a few red flags that I have. That I noticed before I got in there, and like while I was getting enrolled, or like when I just moved there. Okay. Mind you, I live in Philadelphia, and Reading, PA is about an hour and 45 minutes away. So I'm like, okay, I really want to go to this school. Well, before I even was like, all right, let me go to Albright College, I seen like this YouTube video of like the models, like for fashion week and stuff, wearing the clothes, or even just the models from Albright modeling and stuff. And I'm going to put it up here.
Was able to dress professional models, make sure they got
sure your work speaks for itself, because one way or another.
Yeah, so like those videos really inspired me to become a fashion major, and I love fashion. I love like drawing. I love making clothes, stuff like that. But I really didn't know how to sew that well. I just knew how to, like, kind of glue gun some things together and hand stitch a few things. And I was like, all right, let me see if I like that. Originally, I was going to go for psychology or nursing. But I was like, okay, maybe I'll have more fun doing this or that, because I'm used to designing clothing and stuff and making characters. They really hyped up their fashion program or their fashion department. It's nothing like that when you get there. It's literally nothing like that. I mean, some like the events, yeah, sometimes it's lit or whatever, but it wasn't as structured as you thought. You don't really get as much help as you think you would have gotten. It's a dream sold. Like, it's basically they selling a dream that like really is not true. That's my perspective. Sorry, y'all, my camera had died, but like let's get this finished. I forget what I was going to say. Oh, so when I first went to visit the school, right, the desk lady was very rude. Like, I'm like trying to ask her like a few questions about the school and stuff like that. And mind you, my mom's with me, and she's like, oh, you should have already knew this, da da da. Mind you, I'm a freshman, so what are you talking about? How am I supposed to know everything? And then like it was like this thing that they sent us like through email, like to fill out these different parts, like our shot records, like all the different things that we need to have while to get enrolled to the school or whatever. But I'm already enrolled, but they didn't have all this stuff. They didn't have my information, but I didn't know that. I just didn't really understand the whole digital aspect of everything, and they weren't really explaining to me what exactly I can fill out or cannot fill out, or what is enough to fill, like, and it was some information that I didn't know. So even when I caught up to the school and stuff like that and tried to get help with filling these things out, I didn't get any help. And then my mom works, stuff like that, and I'm whatever. So I'm not expecting nobody to really help except for the school, because they know what they're doing. And my mom's not really a tech person like that. So anyway, she was being rude, and like just implying that I was stupid for not knowing these things and stuff like that. And that was the first red flag. I'm like, okay. And my mom was even like not too much on my daughter type stuff. So then the next thing was admissions was like so sketchy. They accepted me without applying my FIA grant. So like before, all right, so I attached my FIA grant to Albright or whatever. I don't know why it didn't go through or what happened, but they were like, at first they was like, okay, because I was on a dean scholarship. So I was getting money for that, and then I had my monetized loans and my subsidized loans, and then I had FAFSA, financial aid, and then I had FIA. And so the FIA was supposed to cover the whole rest of it. Really, the dean scholarship should have did that, and I should have never been in this whole predicament. But anyway, they were like 2 months into me being in the school, they say, oh, you're on financial hold. No warning before this, mind you. So I'm like mad confused. And then I'm like, okay, what's wrong? They was like, oh, your FIA grant, we didn't accept it or something like that, which didn't make any sense. Third, housing. I wasn't even assigned a room until like the day I got there. I called, I emailed, I filled out the information for the rooms and stuff. None of this was like established. My roommate, I didn't know who my roommate was. I didn't know anything until I literally got there, and I wasn't even assigned a room when I got there. It took like an hour for them to actually be like, okay, we found a person for you. So it might have been a spare room. Not a spare room, like a person that didn't want a roommate. Now they have a roommate now or something like that. Communication. So like their communication, this school's communication is horrible. I don't know about how it is now. I only been out of that school for like 6 months. Communication was horrible. They just like the FIA grant, they didn't really talk to me about. Just like the housing, they didn't really talk to me about. Just like the admissions people, they didn't really say nothing. And the desk lady, like, very rude, like, and they're very direct, and like the way they talk, they speak to people is very like, sometimes it is good. Most of the time it's certain people who mess it up for the other people, because there's some people there, like the teachers, they're normally respectful. So that's the red flags that I've seen, that I noticed before I even got into the school or started classes. So I already knew right then and there I really didn't want to go there no more. But I'm like, this is my only hope. Except for I could have went to LaSalle because I did get accepted. But I didn't know if I could still like go. Because I did have a scholarship to go to a space where I didn't know what to do. And I was like, well, I'm already here. I might as well stay. Which was a bad choice. Like, don't ever go somewhere or do anything that you feel uncomfortable doing. If you feel in your gut that you don't like something, or this is not the place for you, don't be there. Leave, please. Because you will avoid that. You would like avoid so many different hardships and hurt and all these hardships if you just listen to your gut, if you just do what you like to do. Don't start doing all this random stuff because you think it's just right, or you think everybody is gonna whatever. But like, I was feeling a lot of pressure to go to college when I should have been like, let me wait. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Let me look into this before I start getting myself into all this extra stuff. And then I got to owe the state, all that. Anyway, so some of the events that happened at the college that really had me like feeling some kind of way, or like really feeling like, all right, I don't want to be here. Like, this is really too much. So I have about 13 different events, but it's way more than that, I'm telling you. But these are the main big events that happened while I was there for the year I was there. The first day I got there, my roommate already was giving me bad vibes. She was looking at me weird. Her family was from Philly as well. So I don't know if they all had like, the mom, she was nice. She was cool, But it was like some of the people in the room, it was like a whole bunch of them. They were just giving me like weird vibes. Like, oh, like I'm too, you know how like, I've gotten this weird vibe before. Like where like, say if I'm acting like I'm very quiet or meek. So then somebody try to play off of that or try to like get me to talk. But like trying to be aggressive about it or trying to like intimidate you, like and it's like I'm not scared of nobody. Like I'm not scared of nobody. Like that don't mean like I can't ever get beat up or whatever like that. But like I'm not scared of nobody. I'm only scared of God. So it's just like I only fear God. So you trying to intimidate me, doing them faces, whatever, is not working. So you should try somebody else with that. Like, especially if I'm not doing nothing and I'm a very nice person. I'm like, yes, and I like your wall. And maybe I was coming off too strong or something, but like, why you gotta look at me like that? Anyway, the next thing that was, the lights were turned off for a week. The electricity was out. They had the emergency breaker or whatever, I forget what it's called, battery thing. I forget what it's called. But it didn't work. But the rest of the battery or power, we only had like the hallways was the only lit part in the halls. Only in the freshman halls it was like this. The Wi-Fi was off and everything, but our classes, like our teachers, our professors still wanted us to turn in our work on time and quality. But it's just like, how you want us to do that in the dark with no Wi-Fi? Are you dumb? And some of this stuff we had to like write down on pieces of paper, like, and it was just like, y'all expect us to do something when y'all, if y'all was in the same predicament, y'all wouldn't be doing that. Or y'all would have been complaining just as well as us. So yeah, so like it was dark in the bathrooms or whatever. And so a lot of people, they were like, it's a lot of people that didn't like other people or whatever like that. So people were scared to go in the bathroom. So like it was just bad. Like, how you expect us to shower in the bathroom? And then on top of that, because we didn't have electricity, the water was cold. That's how bad it was. Like, I'm telling you, that really pissed me clean off. Like, I was like, Mom, come get me. Then in my hall, my hall was Walton Hall, right? And my hall was filled with Jersey, New York people, and Philly, right? They got us all under one hall. What do you expect to happen? A bunch of hood people being in there. And then the thing is, you didn't do no background check on them. You didn't check, if they got kicked out by another school. You didn't check if they were just bad in general. You didn't even check if they actually did their work in high school. You didn't check anything. You just accepted them just to accept them. I'm saying people from the hood are all like that or whatever. I'm not like that. But it's just like, you didn't really do a background check on these people. And then when they come up here fighting people and always angry all the time, now you mad. Now we making the school look bad. But you didn't really give any accommodation. You ain't be like, oh, let me get you into anger management. Let me do this. Then I felt unsafe because I would report like bullying and harassment, and pub safety wouldn't do anything about it. Nobody would do anything about it. They don't do anything until something bad happens, until you start freaking out, cursing people out, you start acting crazy and stuff. You don't listen when I first say, oh, this person and that person following me. This person and that person staring at me weird. I do not feel comfortable with them doing that. I feel like they're da-da-da. Like, or they threaten me. Da-da-da-da. When I say that don't matter. But when it becomes a big problem, now y'all care. Now y'all want to stop the issue. But when I came to y'all multiple times, it didn't matter. Like, these people, they were like doing, it was a situation, right? And I was carrying around a screwdriver because I was like, I don't know what they finna do. I ain't have no pocket knife. I don't have no weapons, right? Because why would I need weapons? Anyway, so I'm walking around campus with a screwdriver because I'm like, all right, like, they weird. And I had to have a meeting with this counselor, and it had fell out my bed. And she was like, oh, did you get that for them? And I was like, no, da-da-da. But she already knew. But the people, they had guns and knives and stuff. So, and they had got me, like, they had, like, basically, they reported me or something like that for having a screwdriver. And it's just like, what? But they got guns and knives, and they didn't get in trouble. And anyway, and most of the people in that school, like, another thing, like the seventh thing, most of the people in that school were pathological liars. Like, some of them would lie. They would lie about being virgins. They would lie about anything. Like, why are you lying? Like, you don't gotta lie, bro. Like, and half of the time the lies would be so, like, outrageous that it would just disgust me. Like, why are you lying? It's like, my first roommate was sexually active, and so that was something in itself. And I didn't know, like, it was so weird the way she did things. It was like, all right, okay, you could be sexually active, but at least tell me to get out, or like at least do things in a proper way, or go to his room or do something else, you know. But you're coming into our room and you want to, you know. The girl, I don't know, you know, she was having sexual relations in the bed, like, and I was in the room with them, and I'm hearing all types of noises and stuff. And then the girl leaves out, tells him, he tried to get up. She tells him, don't turn the light on, da-da-da-da. And she leaves me in a room with him. Mind you, I already had situations where I felt I was, like, sexually assaulted and stuff. So, like, it triggered me for her to be like, oh, no, don't turn the lights on, da-da-da-da. It was just weird. Because I didn't even know what the boy looked like. That was one of the situations, and it was just like, ew. And when I brought that to, like, and then she kept doing other things, but it, like, built up to something else. But I ended up telling housing or whatever, like, I don't want to live with her no more. Like, and he, like, flipped it on me, like, made me the villain in the story. I started crying after the meeting. I felt defeated. I felt unheard. I felt like whatever. And then he was like, oh, I was being like, because I was standing up for myself, I can't stand up for myself. And I was coming off aggressive to her or whatever. And I was like, I wasn't, like, literally, on God, I literally was like, because she said, oh no, she tried to, like, lie and said something. And I turned to her, I said, when did I say that? That's what I said. And he said, oh, I'm being aggressive. When my mom tried to, like, call the school and tell him, like, yo, like, don't try to, like, belittle my daughter, or don't try to make her, just because she's quiet or something, like, try to shut her up or try to manipulate her to think she wrong. Da-da-da. He was like, oh, she's an adult. Da-da-da-da-da. Mind you, I'm 18 at this point. 18. What are you talking? Like, I just, like, you know, I'm 18. I'm an adult legally. But I still need my mother. I still need my parents. I'm struggling with standing up for myself, or y'all not hearing what I'm saying and y'all trying to over talk me. Yeah, my mom is going to get involved. What are you talking about? After like that whole situation, I had another roommate, and her and I, we were like best friends in the beginning, right? And she ended up talking about me to a friend group that we were both a part of. But they were more close to her because I was like, I didn't want any more like group friendships because I was so traumatized from the last one I had at that school. They were freaking crazy. And I just wanted peace, bro. Like, I didn't leave from Philly or whatever to go somewhere else to get the same situation. Like, if I wanted to be in a ghetto, I would have just stayed in Philly. If I wanted to be in the no lights on, if I didn't want no lights on and always looking behind my back and all this stuff, I would have stayed in Philly. Yeah, she was talking about me to that friend group. She said stuff about my mom. That's what really pissed me off. Cause like, why are you talking about my mom? And if I say something about your mom, that would be wrong, right? So it's just like, don't say nothing about my mom, and don't do no weird stuff, and don't try to make it seem like because I'm taller than you or something, or black or whatever, that now you're scared. Like, what? I don't know. But yeah, so we ended up getting into it, or whatever, and we was about to fight. We didn't end up fighting because it was like a few people in a way holding me back. One holding me back, one blocking her, one trying to like, yeah, cause yeah, and it's just sad how the girl, she antagonized me. She was like, oh, hit me. And then when I like, don't get mad, don't be scared now. But she ended up calling the RA or whatever and saying that like she felt threatened, she was scared. How are you scared and you telling me to hit you? How are you scared and you're yelling? Like, being there, it made me so sad. Like, I was depressed all the time. And that was the first time I actually tried to end my life. And I'm thinking I'm going somewhere for a new feeling, a breath of fresh air, you know? And I'm getting nothing but the same thing I was getting at any other school. Like, the same stuff, not being heard all over again. So I think that's what spiraled me into that bad habit thinking, like those thinking habits, to thinking like I'm hopeless, like nobody's listening to me, when I should have just instead like not like been around certain people and not let as much get to me. But it was just like, I really pride myself in being a good friend and being loyal to people. And once I keep feeling like, oh, I don't have nobody, it's like, it hurts. It literally hurts. And I was getting it the whole time I was there. And it was just like, it was no type of loyalty. And I guess I learned about the real world while I was down there too. And it made me stronger. I'm so thankful that God put me through that. But at the same time, I'm just like, I don't want anybody else to go through that. That's why I'm speaking up right now. I'm not saying this for no reason. One boy in the school was running around with a gun and actually came into my building. But he did go to jail or whatever. But it was just like really weird. Like, the school, like, how did y'all not know there was a gun in the school? How didn't y'all know that? I'm not saying y'all supposed to know everything, but there was no cameras at first. Like, in the entrance, they didn't start doing it, and dude didn't even go to our school. Like, and it's embarrassing too, cause it was like all these black kids acting a darn fool, and while the white people, you know what I mean? They're acting like normal. No offense, but it's like, it's the way you carry yourself. You do not have to walk around with a gun, toting a gun everywhere you go. I know if you got ops, whatever, but who got ops in Reading, PA? In conclusion to all of this, the school wasn't all bad. I did model for the school. It gave me a lot of opportunities, a lot more opportunities, and I did get accommodations I needed for testing and stuff. But other than that, I felt extremely alone, and I wasn't going to keep paying for something that wasn't making me happy. But I am starting classes in February. Woo woo. And I really think this is the best choice for me. Originally God told me that this was my route. This was the best route for me, but you know, I was under pressure, and like everybody, when it comes to school, anything in life, big choices like that, always go with what you want to do. Okay? Like, don't have yourself get stuck in a jam or feel forced to stay somewhere you don't have to be. You notice somebody being very weird or sneaky or cunning or manipulative or whatever like that, leave them alone. Don't expect them to be real to you or respectful to you or honest to you. Just like how they treating other people is the same way they're going to treat you, no matter how close you are to them. And especially if you just met them. Like me, I was kind of naive. I just wanted to have friends. And I learned a lot from that situation, that not everybody's your friend. Not everybody's your friend. No matter what you do for them, you could give them your freaking spine, your kidneys, and they still won't care for you that much. So, like, really tally down who is your realest friends. And don't do too much. Don't go out your way for people who wouldn't do it for you. Love you. Okay? Love you first. And that's the end of this video. Why I left Albright. All right, y'all. And comment down below any other videos y'all would like to see. Yeah. I had a great day. I hope you had a great day. And bye.
Doing shit that nobody knows. In the streets, they be thinking you're a lady, but at home